Hello, let's talk about attention getters. As you know, a good introduction will capture the audience attention, while a bad introduction can turn an audience or a speaker against the speaker. But a great introduction has an attention getter, and this device helps start capturing the audience's attention and makes them interested in what the speaker has to say and the topic. So, we have five devices that we're going to talk about. They are the starting statement, humor, tell a story, ask a question, and statistics. Remember, there are four things to consider when choosing a specific device. One, the appropriateness or the relevance to the audience. Two, the purpose of the speech. Three, the topic. And four, the occasion. When we are selecting attention getter, you want to make sure that your options you choose are actually appropriate for the audience. So remember appropriateness or the relevance to the audience, the purpose of the speech, the topic, and the occasion. So let's start off with I think we're going to start off with startling statement. Now, for the startling statement, it is for shock value purposes only, but you want to make the listener, your audience, interested, engaged in what you have to say. You want to surprise the audience with a startling statement about your topic. Typically, this comes from a statistic, a fact. The goal of a good startling statistic or statement is to surprise the audience, get them engaged in your topic. The next thing you want to do is use humor. Now, humor, you need to make sure that you're funny when you're using humor. Humor is another effective method for gaining an audience attention. Humor is amazing when the tool is used properly. We cannot begin to explain the amazing facets of humor without talking about the great focus that you must have on your audience and the great focus you must have on what you're saying. Now, remember, humor can be a double edged sword. You really need to know your audience and understand what is humorous to them because you don't want to be offensive when using humor. So, anecdotes. When you tell a story, the story should make sense. And I think the best stories are those that are personable. So make sure that you notice the enthusiasm, you notice that it is closely related to the topic, and it shouldn't be a fable. It can be, but it should not be. It should be something that the audience is familiar with, but it needs to flow. Now, there are two types of questions when you are using them as an introduction, a question or a response question where you're going to ask the statement, raise your hand if you had spaghetti and fish for dinner, or how many people here like spaghetti and fish. The next can be a rhetorical question. On the other hand, this type of question, there's actually no response expected because both you and your audience know the answer to the question. I like to go into my next one where I talk about statistics and historical reference. When we talk about statistics, I am merely stating numbers, fact, data. Make sure, because we live in an age where information is at most people's fingertips, make sure that it's current. Make sure that the listener understands the information. Ooh, excuse me, horrible filler word. The listener understands the information or the statistics that you're giving. So when we talk about historical reference, you may also capture your listener's attention by referring to a historical event that is relevant to your topic. Obviously, this strategy is closely related, but make sure that it is relevant to the topic so that the listener does not get lost. I hope that these five, and I think there are five of them that we've gone over, I'll see them in the beginning of your speech. Remember, do not start your speech off with, "Hello, my name is." Start off with a startling statement, humor, telling a story, ask a question, or a statistic. I look forward to your speeches. Have a great day, you guys.